29th. Dude, we're doing some of our own time travel. We're in 2 separate days.
Alonze?
Someone made a reference to that recently. Some other show that I was watching. What was it? It was kind of unexpected. Damn it! I can't even think of what it was now. Was it Continuum? I don't even know. Anyway, we're live on the channel.
Hello.
We're recording. Alright. Got the thing in the blah blah blah.
I'll put it out on Twitter.
Cool. Let me know when you're ready and I'll get the music going.
The music that Ross loved.
Oh, you love it too. It's catchy. It gets you pumped up. I'm watching my mic levels to see if the dogs are being picked up. And they are.
Yeah, I can hear the dog.
I wonder if dogs get laryngitis. That'd be great.
Dogs with laryngitis. That's a TV show that's not been made yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's not cruel. It's karma.
Yeah.
Like, you're yelping. You're constantly yelping. Well, now you lost your voice. Enjoy. Then you see the little dogs, the little ankle biters, opening their mouth, but nothing comes out. Like, ha ha. That's what you get. It's like The Simpsons. Ha ha. Or something like that.
Yeah, that show's still going, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Season 28, 29? I've lost track. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Well, South Park's in season 19, which is even more crazier.
See, I can see why South Park has ran that long. Well, they're both kind of the same kind of beast, really, if you think about it.
Well, South Park's kind of like a rude Simpsons.
Yeah, like...
Same with Family Guy. They both ripped off The Simpsons.
South Park is just dirtier. That's all. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Simpsons is a little smarter because they have to be. They're a little more subtle because they have to be. I can only imagine what Simpsons would be if it was on cable television.
Yeah, it could be completely different.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. Island Cover Girl, what's going on? We're gonna start the show shortly. Welcome, welcome. It's probably gonna be a short show. We're just gonna talk some Star Wars and catch up. While Allie over here wrestles for some more snacks.
Geeky antics. I need to go on.
So the male puppy has learned how to do the howling thing.
Yeah. What kind of dogs? What kind of dogs are they?
They're poodle schnauzer mixes.
Sausage dogs.
Sausage dogs, pretty much. They're little dogs. They're little shits. Not my choice. I like big dogs. With me, if you're gonna get a small dog, just get a cat. They're better pets.
Yeah, or a hamster or a fish. Less maintenance.
Yes.
Don't need to take them for walks. Learn that lesson.
Yep.
Had to buy a new fish.
Oh. That's depressing. Way to ruin the mood. Oh man, no, but he does this little yelpy thing, as you've heard before we even started the recording, and then when he realizes that's not working, the barking, the yelping / barking turns into a howl. So he's like, ruff, 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 ruff. And it's like he sounds like a retarded Wookiee. I I want to turn into a dog just like a pile driver and not be blamed for animal cruelty. Imagine a dog pile driving another dog.
I've seen that video.
That's the thing? Damn it. Where have I been?
So where is it? Sorry. Oh, there we go.
It's not twitch.tv/geeky antics.
Clone Wars Primer.
Yeah, I put it there, right? Clone Wars Primer. Oh, yeah.
Premiere.
No, Primer. Can we talk a little bit about what Clone Wars is? No? Maybe?
Okay, yes. I see where you were going. Wars movie.
I mean, this is not what we have to talk about. I just put that there more for my reference.
But does it have Kung Fu Cat? Yes. Good, Anakin.
Oh, we should. Oh, wait, hold on. We should probably do this. The last item. Hold on. There. See, give it a few seconds.
Now refresh.
Boop. Hey, do you have anything you want to plug? You have any affiliate link? Do you do Amazon or anything?
I think we're doing 42. I don't write much for 42 anymore. Rennie.
Okay, well if you do, I'll add it to the thing. To the stuff.
Nah, nothing major. We do this as like our hobby and fucking. If people want to do the Amazon thing, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been in 42 level 1 for ages. I don't think Andy's worked on it for a while. He's just got a new puppy as well.
Oh God, he's entering my hell. I wish him luck.
His little girl just started school, I think, Bethany.
But he doesn't sleep, so he's fine. He's still got a lot of energy.
And he never sleeps.
Jesus, he's always up doing something, and I'm like, man, how does he do it?
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to be like that, and then I started working. And like, no, I was working. But, like, I used to be able to do that. But Andy, it took time off, obviously, because he's a little girl and looking after her. And then he got a job and she started school, as some people do. But he's kept up his like nighttime cycle. It's actually insane. The boy stays up so long. We couldn't make it to EGX this year though, which was kind of sad. But it's like EGX just finished, and my wedding's next week, so there's no way me and Andy could have made it. We got our press passes and stuff, obviously.
Yeah, the perks of the job.
I don't think we do have an Amazon thing. There's like an Amazon Play button at the bottom, but I don't know what that is. I haven't been on this site for ages.
Hey, I don't hear you guys plug too much stuff.
Nah. I like staying off it. Like I kind of redone the whole show. Fraser left to concentrate more. Obviously, he stopped working at the factory and he's doing his design stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know he actually won a competition? He designed a suit for the Formula racers, the Formula One and stuff like that.
Yeah, the flame retardant suits and all that.
He designed one for a guy and won money, and the suit's getting used.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's Formula 3 though. I don't think it's Formula 1.
Wait, I thought he did like art, graphic design and stuff.
Yeah, he does. He's a graphic designer. He done all the logos and stuff for 42. The website's Andy.
But designing a suit like that is a little more on the engineering side in a way.
Yeah, but he designed the design of it rather than the actual suit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and like the suit looks badass. Like the guy asked for a Japanese style design, and Fraser gave him this design that had dragons on it, some Japanese text, black and red color it is. It's amazing, and he won it. So he wins a Skype call with the guy. He wins, I think it's about $1,500, like 1,500, which is about $3,000, and he gets like the suit gets put in the Hall of Fame or something like that. The British Embassy, something. I didn't really know,
Damn.
but yeah, I was quite proud of him. Yeah,
Moving on up.
yeah,
No
he's got a
wonder he
red.
doesn't have time for us anymore.
Fuck it. Yeah, well, see if you go. I would like to plug redbubble.com/FWG design. Like, that's Fraser's site.
Hold
And
on.
he's the best man at my wedding, and he does some good work. Like, see if you look at his latest t-shirt, Shogi, he does stuff like I don't know if you have Insert Coin clothing over there. Insert Coin do stuff.
Redbubble.
Redbubble.com. Oh, let me double check this.
FW design. F as in Frank. W as in whack. I don't know why I came up with whack, but that's the first word to get.
That is whack.
That's
What's
whack,
up with
son.
the whack PlayStation. What's up?
That's definitely an American word. Yo, that's whack, son.
You're so 90s.
Yeah. Did that catch on in the UK in the 90s?
No.
Did
Pogs did. Do you remember Pogs?
Yes, yes.
Jeez.
That was a global phenomenon, and then
I was amazing at Pogs. I actually got into trouble for trying to start an enterprise at school because I won that many Pog battles. You know, you had to hit the slammer down and flip them,
yep.
and you got to keep them. I started selling the Pogs back to the kids at primary school. Like, primary school's like, I don't know what you call it over there, but it's when you're like between the ages of 6 and 11.
Yeah, that's what we call elementary, and then
Yeah.
we have middle school, and then
Yeah.
middle school / junior high, depending on how you look at it. In high
Yeah,
school.
I had I got into trouble for selling the Pogs back to the kids.
Dude, out here people it was starting fights because people didn't like that playing for keep stuff.
Redbubble. Hold on, let me search Redbubble. Redbubble.
That kind
FWG.
Oh, FWG.
Yeah, what the fuck is the name of his site? FWG Design. No, it's not available. I don't know if it's but oh, it's FireNut. Red. Hey, stop that. .com/FireNut.
Fire not.
Yeah, because he's ginger.
Fire not.
FireNut. Nut as in peanut.
Oh, fire nut. Got it, like a peanut. Wait, that didn't work.
Jesus. Right, okay. Nut. I'm sorry, Fraser.
I'm putting a bunch of question marks on the stream. What is it? Who knows?
It's this one.
We're gonna start soon. We promise, folks.
Yeah, we promise. Sorry. Yeah, FireNut. Sorry. My accent is ruining everything.
I'm just waiting for one that works.
There you go. Send them there.
Oh, did you send it to me?
Yeah, on Skype. I don't have a clue what the hell his thing is. Is Redbubble? Is it Redbubble? Yeah, it's Redbubble. Let's search for FireNut.
There you go.
I'm sure you can get him on Twitter.
Yeah, I gotta. If he wants to advertise on the site, we get a lot of people that ask for graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
We could put like a little banner up on our sponsors area and stuff.
Definitely.
Start
Like
plugging in.
he just done this suit. I need to find the suit. Oh, I have to go on that horrible site, Facebook.
Ah!
I hate Facebook.
Didn't you get rid of your account on there?
No, well, you know, I've got I can't even remember my login. I've got games like Jurassic Park Builder that's tied to my Facebook, which is really annoying. So it constantly signs me back in.
That's what Facebook's designed to do, keep you on Facebook.
Yeah, but I don't have the app. I don't care about it. I don't care about people's pictures of baked beans. It's like
Ooh,
See
hey,
when you
baked beans are delicious though.
they are delicious, but see when you see when you used to before Facebook, when think of the days when Kodak disposable cameras were widely available, even though you can still get them. Did you ever take a photo of your food, Yogi, and then go round to your friend's house with the developed photos and say, "Look at what I ate on Thursday"?
Yeah.
No, no, you didn't. But on Facebook they do. So I get so annoyed with it.
I can't
Oh,
lie. On Instagram, most of my pictures are of pets and food. But that's
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, it's different. It's owned by the same company. Fraser. Hold on, I'll find this. Sorry, folks, we are going to get started. It is 5:20 in the morning here, so if you think your wait's long, trust me. Um, Talent House. What the fuck, Fraser? Why are you not more widely available? What's your red bubble? I don't know,
I
but
know. Fraser and Ross are both troublemakers. That's all I know.
yes, definitely. Okay, how can I save this image? I can send you the link. Oh, that's not Fraser's.
Well, the fire nut design works. Yeah, just send it me to later when you find the suit you're talking about.
What's that? The suit, I've got it here. Right, okay, some photos. Sorry, I'm not used to. Is this Windows 10 that I'm using? I think so. Oh my
What
god.
am I
Right.
on? What's going on?
What is wrong with this thing? Uh, no, I don't want to copy the image. Jesus. Right. There we go. Copy. You go to here, Yogi, and you'll see the suit that he designed that's getting used.
Suit.
Yeah, it's quite a badass suit.
Oh man, I have Fraser's phone number now. I'm gonna call him.
Call him up.
Oh, nice! It's got like a little rising sun thing going on.
Mm. That's getting used in the Formula racing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, he done some
Oh, Darth Vader's here. Oh man, in Rainbow Six Siege,
yeah.
the bombers have this breathing apparatus because they wear like really heavy armor,
Mm.
and it sounds like Darth Vader, and you can hear it. It's ominous when you hear them when they're close. And you're like, oh crap, there's a bomber nearby. And if you don't know if you don't realize where they're at, and they spot you first, they will charge at you and then blow themselves up. It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Battlefront. That is going to be my game of the century. Like I was
Of the
playing,
century, damn.
yeah, I was playing Elite Squadron. Well, just going by the graphics on the alpha, that's insane. Like for a Star Wars fan to see that, it's not fair. It's like 10 days away from the beta. I'll send you an example of Fraser's shots that he's doing just now. He's doing like video game mashup shots, and he's doing them on his red bubble. I don't know what his red bubble is, and he's probably sleeping just now, so he wouldn't appreciate the message. But I'm going on my phone just now.
And damn it for you sending me this website, because one of the headlines here is Matt Damon dropped some vague plot details about Born 5. I didn't even know it was a Born 4. The hell?
Yeah, there's a Born 4, the Born Ultimate, no, Ultimatum
There was
Supremacy.
Supremacy,
Supremacy.
and then
Born
Ultimatum.
Supremacy, Ultimatum, then it was the Born Legacy. And it was featuring Hawkeye from the Avengers, Jeremy Renner.
Really?
Yeah, and it's good. It ties into the next one. This is the fifth one, and Matt Damon only said he would come back if the original director came back, but apparently it's going to tie in. But if you look at that picture I just sent you, that is the sort of stuff he's doing just now. That is John
Oh, I
on.
love that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Master Chief slash Sonic the
Hmm.
Hedgehog. I love that. He's got the Sega font too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's doing other things like this one's pretty cool.
Well, I'm gonna have to hit him up. Send me his email address sometime because I want to see if he has those fonts. I've been looking for good Sega fonts and that typeset, the Sonic typeset. I got
Yeah,
some, but they aren't that very convincing.
yeah.
I
This
guess
is
would
the
be
other one
good.
he was doing, which I absolutely love. But I'll send you his email.
Beep 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 beep. I like it. I like that color of the T-shirt too. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll get you his email. Like Fraser's doing a lot of good stuff. Um, how the fuck? Like I'm back on iPhone now, and like see being away from it for so long, it's like where is everything?
Oh, he went to the dark side.
No, I was in the dark side and I came off it. Right, okay, I've got it. Fraser Graham 25 at oh, no, not really.
Remember, we're streaming.
Yeah, I know that's why I was mumbling.
I'm like, yeah, don't say it out there. All right, cool.
That's his personal one. There is other ones, but he'll get back to you straight away in that. But tell him about the links in the site and that Ali sent you, basically.
Yeah, cause the marketing stuff and consulting, that's what I do for a
Mm.
living. So whenever there's other people doing creative work or freelancing, I try to have a referral network. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, get in touch with him. We will love that. And the fact he's just won that competition, that's insane. That's quite big. Well, over here, Formula racing's a big thing over here.
That's another thing I think is pretty popular worldwide too.
Yeah, Sky have their own Formula Sports channel, like over here. Apologies for the pouring of the Guinness. Um,
The
Sky,
Guinness.
they have their Sports 1, 2, 3, and then they have their Sky Formula channel, which is dedicated just to Formula racing. But
Word.
anyway, shall we start the show?
Yes, let's do it. I was taking it again there on the site. It's pretty cool.
On Fraser's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put your favorite song on. You ready?
Okay. Let's go.
Your excitement is overwhelming.
I can't contain it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, fellow rebels, to the rebellion. This is Star Wars Rebels Cast UK. I am Alice Kennedy, or Ali Kenobi, and here with me tonight, as always,
I thought you were gonna say it.
Grandmaster Yogi.
Dramatic pause.
Always the emphasis. It's theatrical. It's theatrical. How are
Grandmaster.
you?
When you say Grandmaster Yogi, I just
Hmm?
feel like I should bust out some funky, fresh rhymes.
You should do so.
You know? I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'm not feeling very musical right now.
No.
All I'm gonna say is, yo, don't be whack, son.
Oh, if you listen to the pre-show, you'll understand that joke. If you don't, then just laugh at Yogi anyway.
That's what we need in Star Wars is some
Mm,
anachronisms, some things that are completely out of place. Is some
definitely.
Jedi, like a Jedi Master come out and be like, "Yo, that's whack, son."
See, Samuel Jackson was the perfect one to say that.
See, but you'd expect him to say it. But imagine if Yoda said it, like
Oh,
completely
if
out of
you
character.
whack that is, son. Break it down, Funky, you will.
Oh, that'd be great. I can just picture him. Then he says like break dancing.
Yoda would be a good breakdancer
He would.
because he's got the moves like Jagger.
He definitely has the moves like Jagger. He's very nimble.
Yeah.
I don't know how they ever took him out, to be honest. Did he just die of old age? I thought.
He did die of old age, yeah, in Jedi he died of old age. But I mean, like, we hadn't seen him in action. Obviously, like, if you're like me, the first films you seen was Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi.
Yeah.
Then all you seen was Puppet Yoda, courtesy of Jim Henson, which is amazing. And then they had the prequels where it was like, yeah, George Lucas went, let's use every computer we have. I'm
That's it,
glad.
I love tech, but I think we've lost a little bit of magic the more we rely on, CG.
Yeah,
Because
I would say
the special effects companies used to really do an amazing job with the
Jurassic Park.
animatronics and yeah, and like the makeup and all the pyrotechnics and all that stuff. Now all that stuff's done post production on a computer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that warmth,
Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But do you know what one thing is good? Have you seen the third trailer, obviously from J.J. Abrams, showing that he's went back to real sets, real people. You know that trailer? Have you seen
Oh,
this one? Ah,
I've seen bits of it and I've heard lots of talks about it. I like that.
like he's actually built like miniature replicas of like the crashed. I think the crashed Tie Fighter, where we've seen John Boyega's character Finn, and just real effects and people in costume and that's what Star Wars needed. I know George Lucas had his dream. I had a dream that one day everyone would hate my films because I'd put too much CGI in them. But that's not the real why I had a dream speech. But it's ridiculous the amount that tampering George Lucas done, and there was better ways to do it. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, they did. I give him an A for effort for trying to bridge the gap,
yeah.
because it feels like such a, it's weird. Like if you watch the original films, which are actually in the future, and then you watch the new films, the new trilogy, which are actually the prequels, it feels like there's such a massive gap between the films, and it's not really that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like the original trilogy is just so dystopian, right? Everything's like
Mm.
broken down, and I know it's supposed to be war torn.
It's almost comparable to a sci-fi Mad Max style.
Yes, exactly. And
Mm.
then everything's so polished in the prequels. It feels like that progression isn't natural. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's just they just suddenly get to that. Like what the heck happened in between that?
Exactly. But I know at the end of episode three, they kind of get back in form. You've got the same sort of hallways we're used to. Star Wars is a very hallway film when it comes to the starships.
That's true.
Um,
Which I love that. That makes you think
yeah,
of like the classic corridor shooter like FPS
yeah.
games, dude. Oh, I love that.
Doom, Quake, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All
Ah,
those. Oh,
dude,
Quake.
imagine if they could get that right in Battlefront. You get that in Star Wars Battlefront
Oh,
and have parts where it's indoors combat and it's all tactical and the pew pew people hiding behind cover. Dude, oh my god, I'm getting so excited.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seems a bit more open
It
than
does.
corridor combat and Battlefront, but are you kidding? Like, look at the polish that's on that game. Like, you can tell that Battlefield for the past 2 years has been disturbed because of this game.
I'm excited about it. Battlefield engine, but with Star Wars. I mean, it's 40. It's 40 v 40, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I still can't process that on a console. Uh, it's just it boggles my mind. And then on top of that, it's the world feels so alive from what I've seen so far. It's not just
Mm,
a 40v40, but then it's NPCs and things happening in the world, environmental effects. Let's say an AT-AT that's controlled
yeah.
by an NPC.
Hmm.
In the battle. I mean, oh, dude.
Well, it's like we said last time. Remember how Titanfall it had 40v40, but it had the NPCs. I hope that has this sort of thing. And personally, I like. I'm gonna go a stormtrooper. I have to. I love that shiny armor.
It is really
Uh,
cool.
it's amazing. Like as much as I'm all for the Jedi, love the Rebels. Like this is the reason Star Wars is one of the best films ever. Is you root for the bad guy. You always do, but you sympathize with the good guy.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about it in our last
Hmm.
show. The all the people that ultimately go with the separatists slash empire, right?
Hmm.
They a lot of them are there because of fear, and a lot of them are there because they're just misguided. Like they're not
Yeah,
true. It's not like a black and white. These are the bad
yeah.
guys. These are the good guys. That's what's good about it.
Yeah, and you don't often see that from just watching the movies. I mean, a lot of the recent novels and comic adaptations, they all talk about how these stormtroopers are like the book I'm reading just now, Aftermath. You know the one we've been talking about. It's the post Jedi story, the first post, well, not the first, but the post Jedi canon story,
I'm
and it's
scared.
yeah, but it's amazing, dude. This got this he was on the Battle of Endor,
Ooh.
and his name's Sinjar, and he actually he switched sides on the Battle of Endor while he was looking at the rebel below him covered in blood, and he takes his uniform. He decides he's a rebel, and he switches sides, so it shows you it's not all black and white. Which, with the Force Awakens coming this December, cannot wait. We've obviously seen Finn. And he is shown in Stormtrooper armor, but then in a later trailer, he's shown in almost smuggler Han Solo style get up with Anakin's lightsaber. Well, sorry, Luke's original lightsaber that was Anakin's, the blue one. And the whole idea that this was never in Star Wars before, it was just the white guys are the bad guy. With it was.
That's racist.
Yeah, that's racist, man. But they had Darth Vader, the Supreme Ruler, was Palpatine, both them dressed in black. So, that's also racist, although kind of appropriate to today's times.
And also, it was always like red blades versus blue blades.
Mm.
Now you
Yeah,
got like some of the baggers are using blue blades and green
yeah.
blades.
Exactly. And what about that lightsaber that's it like we're obviously going to touch on this later on, the Knights of Ren, so I won't talk about it too much now. But the lightsaber that Kylo Ren, the character that you see with the hood, you've seen him with the mask off, he's part of the Knights of Ren. He's got a lightsaber that's obviously like almost like a crucifix because it's got the vents at the side.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later, but that was hastily built.
And he looks like he's wearing chainmail
Yeah.
armor. That's kind of neat.
Almost. It's almost going back to the ye olde Knights of the Round Table with Arthur.
And I like it. It,
Yeah.
it kind of, I think it's believable if you kind
Mhm.
of look closely at the timeline. The more society, you have kind of apocalyptic
Yeah.
level
Yep.
event. You could say, arguably.
Yeah, with the Death Star and the Emperor and Vader being destroyed, yeah.
Yeah. So then they're kind of thrown back into like Dark Ages. So
Mm.
I could buy it. I buy it.
Yeah, I get that. But also because the Sith's been destroyed and no one's there to pass on the teaching, as far as we know, they've kind of took it upon themselves. But anyway, we'll get into this later.
Hmm.
We'll get into this later. So anyway, we watched this is kind of a kind of shameless self-promotion for one of Yogi's shows. We watched a show recently, Yogi, that kind of reminded us of Star Wars with its first episode, almost a cantina scene.
Yes.
Yeah, we
That
seen
was
some.
a nice tip of the hat.
It was. We seen some of Doctor Who. Wee.
Do you remember
Yes.
that video where they had where
Mhm.
they had like this is years ago, but I remember they had like it was almost like they had like a contest of different Doctor Who theme songs, and one of them was like Doctor Who, the TARDIS, Doctor Who, the
The
time machine. It
TARDIS.
was like something
Yeah.
silly like that, and then I remember it was the most random thing. I remember distinctly there was like a police car racing around in a quarry of some sort. It was like the most random thing ever. I'm like, is that a police car racing around on Scarrow? Scarrow's always an empty quarry, right?
Like a desert with, well, until recently, but yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, I got so excited. Like between the season premiere of Doctor Who series 9, and then all the stuff buzzing around about Star Wars, and then we're getting back into the Clone Wars series, and then Star Wars Battlefront coming out. I'm like, I'm actually getting really like fanboy about Star Wars again. I feel like a little kid again. It's really cool. It's been a
That's a good
while.
feeling to have, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Good feeling.
It's been a
Like, it's
while. I
like
really felt that kind of magic because I actually got goosebumps and I got giddy watching Doctor Who. I was like, whoa, that guy looks like a Sith Lord.
on rollerblades. He moved about so ridiculously. Like, he was obviously meant to be kind of floating, but obviously it's the BBC's budget, and they obviously the BBC is a big corporation, but this guy was clearly on rollerblades, and he wasn't floating. He was taking corners. He could have played for the Maple Leafs.
I mean, it was silly, but it was also kind of ominous too, because someone's just like floating towards you. I'd be pretty freaked out. And then his body was segmented, and I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah, it was full of snakes. But
Ugh.
to hear more of that, they can hear it in Timey Wimey Tea Time, if I believe.
Yes, where Ali is eventually gonna join me.
One of these days, I definitely will need to join that show. It's
I
it's
still have you
amazing.
listed as one of the hosts, not even co-hosts. You're one of the hosts. You're one of the reasons I started the show, fool.
I'm like the Yoda of that show.
What you just went into like you became recluse
Yeah.
for many years.
No,
That's how you ended
I
up dying. It's a
I
sad
live in.
story.
Well, that's called living in Scotland.
So you're already in solitude.
Yeah, it's basically like the the Dagoba system over here.
Well, at least you have millions candies, you know.
Yeah, but we have forests and swamps and monsters. If you,
I live right by a swamp, one of the biggest swamps in Georgia. It's great. We
yeah.
have do you guys get a lot of dung beetles?
No, we have beetles. I don't think we have them over here.
We get like the brown variety and the black variety, and we have rhino beetles. We get a lot of beetles, but they're mostly of the dung beetle variety. They like to like play in the poop. Fun fact.
Oh.
I'm sharing some global culture with you.
Yeah, we don't really have that over here. I mean, between the caber tossing, the kilt wearing, the haggis chasing, we don't get anything. We don't really get anything done. We just go home and drink whiskey all day. Yeah, that's
Nah,
Scotland
that
for
I could get down with. Whiskey.
you. Yeah, proper whiskey, not Jack Daniels.
Hey. Down south, we make a lot of good whiskey too, man.
Not Scotch.
Okay, Scotch is a whole different beast. You said whiskey.
Sorry, that's what we call it here because we're from Scotland. That's Scotch.
Yeah, but, okay. Remember, we have a global audience, so whiskey is whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey's whiskey, but
That's
if
that's
you're
the umbrella, you know.
yeah,
Then you have
yeah,
your scotch, then you have your sochu if you like Japanese stuff.
no, you need to stick with the Lagavulins or um. I don't know. I just stick with Lagavulin. Lagavulin's an amazing whiskey. I know it's probably really expensive if you're outside of Scotland, but over here, just come and visit here and you can get it cheap. Like Lagavulin's amazing.
I'm sure they won't give me any trouble if I try to go through with in customs.
No, I don't think it would. Wear a kilt. Buy a kilt over here like Samuel Jackson in the 51st state.
I do need a good kilt. I would rock the crap out of a kilt. Cause then all that ventilation,
Yeah.
very practical.
Yeah, and you don't wear anything underneath. But I mean, I do have a tartan. Like my second name's Kennedy, like the famous president, Jeff.
I've heard of him. I've
Um,
heard of him.
You think you've heard of one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
yeah. Well, Kennedy was an Irish clan that came over to Scotland eventually, and I'm not wearing a kilt at my wedding, mostly due to pricing reasons, but even more so to do with my legs that look that they're hanging out of a pigeon's nest.
What?
I've got skinny legs. A pigeon's like a dove or whatever you call them in America.
No, we got pigeons. Are you kidding me? I spent most of my life in New York City, and we're like one of the capitals of the U.S. and maybe the world for pigeons. Don't leave your car parked where there's pigeons nesting. Whew.
You've never been to Kilmarnock.
See, I like pigeons, even though technically they're rodents with wings, but I think they're cool.
They're okay. They just they look like they're listening to rave music all day.
They're always bopping their head. I see what you did there.
But no, I've got my legs are too thin, too skinny. They shouldn't hold up my torso, basically. So I wore kilt to. I was best man at my friend's wedding about 6 years ago, and yeah, I didn't enjoy it. So I'm wearing a tuxedo for my wedding, James Bond style.
Very classy.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever have tuxedos in the Star Wars universe?
Possibly if they have an event, but I can't see Luke wearing a tuxedo. I couldn't see anyone wearing. No, I don't think they'll have tuxedos in the Star Wars.
I think Han Solo.
Han Solo could rock one. Cantina Royale.
He's got that swagger, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the moves like Jagger.
He's got the moves. I knew that was finishing up.
You set it up, and I just brought it back. I had to do a little callback. So anyway, should we talk?
And it's a home run from Yogi.
Yeah, woo! So should we jump into the Clone Wars talk?
Definitely.
You think so?
Clone Wars.
Where do we start?
Where do we start? Where we should begin is something that you mentioned to me. There was an animated series of Clone Wars before the Clone Wars started. It was almost Japanese animation style, like manga anime.
Yeah, but does that predate the computer animated stuff?
It came out in 2003.
Okay, that's what I thought, because like the timeline's all a blur. But I have that on DVD, and that was a short series, right?
Yeah, it was very short. It's not canon anymore. It did have 3 seasons and it was 25 episodes, but volume 1 was 3 minutes and volume 2 the episodes were 12 minutes long. They were kind of shorts. It's no longer canon. It's kind of strange. It's kind of Disney took over, as we all know, and the Lucas Story Group took over, and they decided that the only things that were canon were the movies, the 6 movies, plus the animated Clone Wars. This one got left.
The computer animated.
Yeah, the CGI one.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, they basically threw out like 80% of the content out there.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't throw it out completely. They said, didn't they make the concession that some stuff never existed, never happened, and some stuff is part of, what do they call it, the Star Wars Legends line, yes. It could have happened. Maybe it's a what if, you know?
Yeah, it's like history. No one knows if it did, which basically is a cop-out for them by going, we'll decide what's good enough to be told in the future. So we could see the likes of Galen Marek. We could see... I don't know what we could see, but basically the story group gave themselves an out, and it's kind of a good thing because a lot of it was confusing, a lot of it was conflicting, and this story definitely conflicted with the animated Clone Wars, the CGI one. It was executive produced by George Lucas. It was produced by Genndy Tartakovsky, and it only ran 3 seasons. It finished up in 2005, and I didn't watch it. I've never seen this show.
I have. Actually, I actually saw that more than the computer animated series, which started in 2008, right?
Yeah, 2008 it started.
So 3-year gap, that's actually quite a bit. But yeah, I've watched that one more because we have that on DVD, and you know, I put it on for the kids. Sometimes just play in the background. We've played the crap out of those episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to feel about it, but
It's
it's
fun.
not
It's
it's
fun.
not it's not canon anymore. And I mean, like, I'm a fan of when I was younger. Uh, did you ever? I don't know if you have this in America. It's Dairy triangles.
Deadly triangles.
No, sorry, dairy. How do you say it? Dairy. You know, dairy. Like you go
The
D-A-R.
D
Fuck
A
me.
R.
Dairy.
Oh,
How do you say
dairy.
it? Dairy. Oh, dairy. Dairy.
Dairy like milk.
Yeah, Dairy triangles.
What is that?
It's you got a circle in the supermarket next to like your butter and cheese,
Right.
and it was like spreadable cheese that you bought the circle. You still get it here, and you
Oh, are you talking about like the ones that have the fancy cheeses that have like the wine in there and the nuts?
no. I was fucking like sorry. Apologies for the swearing listeners. Thank goodness I put the E rating on iTunes.
Oh yeah, I
But
did too.
yeah, just in case. It's like triangles of like soft cheese, and you can spread it in toast. You get like maybe 12 triangles in a circle, and like they're individually foil wrapped.
Okay, yes. We have something like that. We call the popular brand is called Bell, and they have like Baby
Oh,
Bell.
wait, yeah, no, not Baby Bell. Hold on, I'll give you the link.
But it's a circle and it has triangles and individually wrapped in foil and it's
Yes,
spreadable cheese.
it's similar. Anyway, this one is dearly.
I like how every time we try to compare our cultures, you're like, no, yeah, that's kind of like it, but ours is better.
No, I'm not saying it's
I'm
better.
kidding, bro.
Uh, anyway, I'll send you the picture. But anyway, this was a mail away. You know what a mail away is?
Yeah,
Mail.
we call them MIRs, like mail in rebate or mail in offer. When you send for something in the mail and they send you back. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Kind of like when
Uh,
they say send a self-addressed envelope, stamped envelope to blah blah blah,
yeah,
and then they send you some. Yeah.
exactly like that.
Do
Yeah,
people still
so
do that? I missed that.
we don't still do it. No. Um, However, this is the picture. You can put it in the chat if you like. This is the circle box, and it was the Ewoks. Remember the Ewoks cartoon?
Derry Leah. Derry Leah. I
No,
see.
it's Daedally.
It's Derry Lee?
Yeah, that's it.
That should be a double E there then.
No, but it is. We invented the language. You speak it.
No, I will not accept this. America. Wait, is that a craft food?
Yes, it's owned by Kraft now.
Oh, I like the little monkey in the front.
So yeah,
And
the monkey is wicked.
it's got R2D2.
Look. See this? This was the mail away VHS. See the picture I sent.
Oh, that's adorable.
So yeah, you saved up say 3 or 4, maybe 5 at maximum, Dairy lids, and you sent them off, and you got this VHS of. Do you remember the cartoon, the Ewoks?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah, so you saved up these wee triangles. In fact, it was this. This is it. I'm gonna send you the picture. These were on top of the small metal. It was like aluminium or whatever you aluminum, whatever you call it.
We just able to say aluminum,
This
yep.
aluminum, right? Okay, imagine small triangles. This is the picture, right? Each of these had a character. You saved up these on the Dairy things, and you sent them off, and you got the VHS.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that was. I must have been 7 or 8, so that was.
Dude, yeah, I remember the cartoon, yeah. Oh,
We are the
man.
Ewoks. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool, man. Taking me back.
yeah.
The
So,
simpler times.
and they had droids as well. Do you remember that show, Droids, with R2 and C3PO? No.
Yeah. I didn't get to get into that one, but I mean, I love the droids. Matter of fact, one of the things I was thinking about as I was watching the Clone Wars series is like there's like I feel like there's an underlying theme about like the what is life and what life is precious. Have you noticed that? Like
Kind of.
there's constantly conflicts that arise when like when they did the one episode where the clone betrays the Jedi because he feels
Yeah.
that he feels that they treat the clones as expendable life forms and
Mm.
they don't. So
That's That's a brilliant episode. But they don't.
Yes.
They treat them as brothers.
They do. I mean, I don't. I'm watching after that episode. I went back and started watching some other episodes, and then going forward, I'm more cognizant of what's going on, and I'm like, they know their names, and to me they all look the same, but they know their names
They
even
don't.
when they're wearing the armor.
That comes even into more prominent when the episode season 6 starts, and there's the episode with fives. Have you seen season 6? Yeah.
Oh, of the Clone Wars, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm up to like
Right.
2. And
Okay.
I'm watching it in chronological order. So I watched, what was it?
Yeah.
216, 116, then the Clone Wars movie,
Yeah, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But
and then it pretty much goes normal. Oh no, hold on.
no, it doesn't
No,
go
no, no, no,
normal
no.
until season 6, end of 5, 6.
No. Yeah, hold on. It's 216. I actually memorized it. 216, 116, 301, and 303. In between 216 and 301 was the movie, and then it's actually normal from there.
Ish. It's normal-ish.
Normal-ish. But
It
it's
goes 216, 116, the movie, 301, 303, 101, 102, 103, 104, right through to 121. Then it goes to 201, 202, 203, but then it jumps to 217, 218, 219. Then it goes back to 204. It's so
Oof.
stupid.
It's crazy.
But the official Clone Wars, we are going to eventually do a Clone Wars essential viewing guide for you listeners. We are going to work on that. Where there is the official viewing order, but we're going to pick out those episodes for those people that have just tuned into Rebels, which obviously our show's all about. But Rebels doesn't start till October the 14th, so it's Clone Wars and me and Yogi. Till
Yeah.
then.
Well, I guess we'll have to handpick some episodes.
Yeah, we'll handpick our favourite episodes, and Ross, who obviously is still on the show but not on the show, is going to help us out. He's got a few favourite episodes he's going to do, and he may make an appearance. I can't promise.
But you know
Ross.
what? There's nothing stopping him. He could call in, or like he could do a pre-recorded segment. We could do that. Maybe we can
Yeah,
invite
but-
people to do like some pre-recorded segments.
Yeah, if any of our fans want to join in as well, like
Yeah.
they can obviously send us their favourite episodes at tweet us at Rebelscast UK. It's the Rebels. Say it in American.
Rebels Cast UK.
Yeah, get us there.
In American. Say it in American. When I tell people I'm Latino, they're like, "Oh, can you speak Mexican?" I'm like, "I believe it's Spanish you're talking about." But yes, definitely. And
Yeah, definitely.
that'd be a cool little project, and then we could do it as an ongoing thing, like a
Yeah,
little
it's good.
add that in there and get people's feedback on different Star Wars things. That'd be fun actually. But I definitely love that episode where the guy betrayed the clones, and I think that raised a lot of important issues. And again, that's something that I noticed a lot throughout the whole thing, because the whole thing that the separatists or the Empire, whichever way you want to look at it, really, it's the same people. But
Well, the Separatists I consider as the people that were conned by Palpatine's long game, and the Empire is the all hail Palpatine people.
right, so like they haven't. The separatists is what the Empire will eventually become after everything's said and done, and the dust settles.
And that's why the rebels become the rebels, because they're like, whoa, hold on, Palpatine. We don't like what you're saying.
Yeah, it still blows my mind the way the whole thing goes down. But, the biggest thing that they do is planting those seeds of doubt and deception. And we were talking about this before we even started recording, that it just boggles my mind that that the Jedi weren't smarter about how they, they had to do some counter tactics to stop some of their propaganda, because the propaganda is what
You've
really
got to
helped
remember,
them.
the Jedi aren't a military organization, so they probably weren't thinking about that.
But they're wise. They understand
they're
human
wise.
nature.
Yeah, they're wise, but like I pointed out, me and Yogi were texting during the week, and Yoda's probably the most powerful Jedi that we've seen on screen in canon.
Yeah.
off canon in the old Legend series, there are more powerful. But Yoda couldn't even sense Palpatine. And give or take, I know Yoda would be a good name
Yodi.
for if you're the twin brother, Yoda. Yeah, but Yogi said that they couldn't see it because of the Sith's mind tricks, which I can buy for a certain point of view, but Palpatine wasn't the most powerful Sith Lord to exist. He was just the most prominent at the time. And then we've got Yoda, who is literally the most powerful Jedi, who's like 700 odd years old during this time period, maybe 600.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even sense him. And Mace Windu's a powerful Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, we, he's there. He can't sense him. And Anakin's getting trained into the dark side. And never mind Palpatine's mind tricks. Okay? They couldn't even sense Anakin was taking the bad route, you know?
Yeah, and again, just going back to the way they handled the movies, to me it felt like this series, the Clone Wars series, is so important because if you just watch the movies, you're doing such a disservice to yourself. Because in the movies, the only it seemed to me it felt like, and I don't care what any of the hardcore fans say, but to me it felt like Anakin just suddenly became this emo punk and just hated the
Yes.
world.
Yeah, but I blame Hayden Christensen for that.
I mean, someone's
I
someone's to
prefer
blame.
I prefer Anakin in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, because Anakin in the Clone Wars, you can see he's rebellious, but it's not so sudden. Like it's a gradual thing. But you can see he still has a code of honor,
Yeah,
and you see what he's about.
yeah, but that's the whole point of the Clone Wars because obviously there was a time period passed between episodes 2 and 3, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
How
But in
long?
the,
How long to pass between those two? You think, roughly? And that's when the Clone Wars series takes place, right?
I'd say a good 5 years, possibly.
Yeah, I was thinking
So
3 to 5 years. Sounds about
yeah, it's
right.
3 to 5, so about 5 years. But it's like there's a lot that went on. Like even before the prequels get made, George Lucas talked about the Clone Wars as being a major event, and it came to fruition. Obviously, with the Droid Army versus the clones, it was all Palpatine pulling the strings. He was funding the Droid Army, but then he got the clones created, obviously on Camino. But it's crazy to see, like, if you're just watching the movies and you're like, why the heck is Anakin acting like this in episode 3?
Yeah, he's such a
The
douche in 3.
He's just a douche, but the Clone Wars, by the end of it, you can see why, and you can see, like, if you watch the entire seasons of the Clone Wars, right, and then you watch episode 3, see the line that Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi says, you were supposed to be, we were brothers, Anakin. You know that part?
Mm-hmm.
You feel it more watching the Clone Wars. It gives it a better stance than just watching Attack of the Clones in episode 3. It's like, we're brothers, Anakin. It's like, yeah, we've seen the last movie. No. Watch the Clone Wars, watch the official, like the chronological order that was put on screen was decided by the networks. It's been put in correct order now, which makes a hell of a lot more sense. And seeing Anakin and Obi-Wan's bond and seeing the things they've been through and like the in jokes that they actually had on episode 3 are explained. You know, when it's like, I've saved you so many times.
Yep.
It just makes sense. And Anakin's turn of character isn't so sudden.
Yeah, because it was just so abrupt. It was weird. But by the way, I forgot to tell you that I made a discovery recently. Apparently I have a Disney Channel now.
It's Disney XD for Rebels.
No, Disney XD comes as part of it.
Yeah, so you can get that on tablet.
Yep. So
That's awesome.
I can actually watch Rebels now. I've actually caught them when they air live. I think it's on Wednesdays, and they also do a lot of reruns too.
Awesome. Like I just got the Blu-ray through for season 1. Obviously, I think I spoke about it last show, but I mean, over here it's just the Disney Channel. We don't have XD, and I'm not sure where it's played, what time it's played because it starts October 14th in the States, but over here in the UK, it's I don't have a date for it yet. but I cannot wait. After Siege of Lothal, I just need it because, and the fact that the Rebel Seasons 2 poster has Darth Vader as an ominous presence, it's, oh, give me more. And I've been reading obviously the Kanan comic. I don't know if you've been reading the comics.
The last thing I read with Kanan in it was the New Dawn, was it?
Oh yeah, that was the book. We obviously
Yeah.
and interviewed John Jax Miller. He's a wonderful person.
I
He's
really I really enjoyed that. The interview and the book.
Yeah, he's such a good writer. It's the best. Like I've read a few of the canon books so far, and New Dawn is perfect. It's so well written. You can tell the love in it. I'm not saying the other books are bad, but they're just written a bit more cold. This John Jackson Miller. If you want to hear the interview, it's a few episodes back. I think it's about 3 or 4 episodes back. Yogi, yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And the dude was so cool that he actually indulged us in our microcomputer, or more Yogi, and his microcomputer passion.
Yeah, he was into the old school gaming and microcomputers. I mean,
Mm.
and it's hard for me to relate because the microcomputers were bigger over on your side of the
Mm.
pond. Over here in the States, they weren't as big. Like, we don't have the people getting excited about the Vectrix and all that kind of stuff, the MSX, you
But
know.
he was excited about everything. He was one of the best interviews I've ever had on
Yeah.
any show.
He's a true geek. That's what I love about him. He's the real
Yeah.
deal. But that book, I tell you, that's the
Mm.
first book I've read in a long time that's fiction. 'Cause nonfiction, I do a lot of that non-fictional reading to
Yeah.
study up on stuff. But fictional book that I've read in a long time that I've read so fast, it was just so smooth.
It was
I
good.
I, I blazed through that book.
Yeah, it was amazing. But Kanan the Last Padawan. It is the comic book series that's ongoing. I've just read the latest one, and it's a bit strange because it's telling you about Kanan's past from Order 66 when Anakin executed the Jedi Padawans. Kanan was one of the ones that got away, and his master died, and he turned to a life of smuggling, wrongdoing, whatever, anything to hide himself from being a Jedi. And
Did
then,
they ever confirm who his master was?
yes, they did, and you've put me on the spot.
Ooh. Oh, no, no, no! Don't tell me if you don't know off the top of your head. I'm just curious about that. You have to tell me.
She is in the films. Depa Bilba. She is in the movies.
That name sounds very familiar.
She didn't have a big part. Depa Bilba. Depa Bilba. She was an Indian looking girl. She's from Kalakta, and she was actually in the movies. Um, she actually was Kanan's master, and she protected him, and she died. And Kanan obviously lived a life with smugglers, wrongdoers, basically the black market sort of thing she lived with. And this is cool because it tells you how Kanan became who we see in Rebels, and he's trying to give up the Jedi Order. And obviously, the book you're talking of, Yogi and New Dawn, which is by John Jackson Miller. Shameless plug for the guy. It was the best interview I've had. It talked about him being a bouncer. It talked about this Jedi working in nightclubs, in a pub, in a bar, and it was so strange to see. But
Yeah.
I'll say it right here on Rebels Cast UK that the one of the best moments, if not the best moments I have seen in Star Wars, is the Rebels premiere. You obviously remember it, where he says, "Kid, I'm about to let everybody in on the secret," and he pulls out his lightsaber in front of Agent Callus, and he's like, "Focus the fire on," and even Callus pauses and he goes, "The Jedi." And when they all fight him at that point, oh, it's amazing when they're helping out the Wookiee slaves.
Yeah, yeah. That was
That
really
was,
cool.
it sent chills up my spine just to know that that point in the universe, the Jedi were meant to be eliminated. And obviously, we know about Luke Skywalker, but when he pulled out his saber and he says, "Kid, I'm about to let everyone in the secret," and he screws it together and he just, boom. Wow, that moment is probably one of my best Star Wars moments of all time. So the Rebels crew have done a good job. But back to Clone Wars. Clone Wars is a great series. A lot of people are confused by it, but that's because if you're watching it by the DVD, Blu-ray, TV, Netflix, how they show it, it is all out of order. So there is an official order, and I highly recommend you watch it this way because it makes sense canonically. Chronologically is probably the better way. Um, but yes, the Clone Wars movie is what we're going to talk about, and that comes in as episode 3, and it was released before the series. I remember Sky had this sort of box office thing where watch the Clone Wars, and I bought it. It was many years ago, 2008, I think it was 9.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah, and I sat on my couch and watched it, and I liked it, but I was confused. Basically, this is the second part of the first 2 episodes, and in episode 1 and 2, which is episode season 2 16, season 1 16 is the first 2 episodes. That's chronological, and it leads into this. There's a siege on a planet. You've
And
got
to be
Anakin.
clear, because some people don't know the numbering system on TV series, but 116 is season 1, episode 16, and 216 is season 2, episode 16.
Yeah.
'Cause there aren't actually over 200 episodes of the show. Well,
No.
how many were there? Like 121?
128. Yeah. About the same amount as Pokemon in red and blue. But
There's a lot of Pokemon.
oh, gotta catch 'em all. Clone Wars. But yeah, this one fixed in at episode 3, and we've basically got Anakin and Obi-Wan. They're on a planet. They're in the midst of a battle. It's kind of reminiscent of Coruscant, I thought. And Anakin gets assigned a Padawan, who initially it seems like it's Obi-Wan that's getting a Padawan because obviously Anakin's graduated to Jedi Knight rather than Padawan. And we finally meet Fulcrum, or Ahsoka, if you're a Rebels or Clone Wars fan. Ahsoka Tanoe. Not sure how to say her second name, but I think it's Tanoe. Ahsoka Tanoe. And she's a Twi'lek, and
Woo!
oh, is she a Twi'lek? I don't know. She's not.
I'm pretty sure
apologize.
I'm pretty sure she's a Twi'lek.
She's
got.
not.
She's not.
She's not. No.
I thought she was a Twi'lek, but she had like a ceremonial garb of some sort. Cause the Twi'leks have like blue skin, green skin, red skin. I thought.
Yeah, no, she's a Togruta.
Oh. All this time I thought she was Twi'lek.
No, I apologize. I apologize for that fact. She got nicknamed Snips by Anakin straight away because she was snippy to him.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
they didn't get along straight away. She ends up wielding dual lightsabers during the series, but the introduction of someone in the canon series that is Anakin's Padawan before he's Darth Vader is amazing. Shaq T, you remember Shaq T from the movies? She was the same species.
You're right.
Yeah. So I love Ahsoka. She is a cool character. She keeps Anakin grounded. She's a good thing for him. It's cool to see the way that he's got an attitude because he was kind of a Jedi during the war years. He was basically a Jedi. He was more or less coming up in his training while the war started because of Palpatine, but he was also being brainwashed by Palpatine, I would say. And this movie plays out okay, like it's an introduction to Ahsoka. But all in all, as a movie, once you've seen the series, it doesn't really stand up, you know?
Well, you know what I liked about it? I feel like the Clone Wars theatrical release was really good standalone. But then you appreciate it more if you watch it as part of the Clone Wars animated series. But I didn't feel like when I watched the movie, I didn't feel like I was being left out of. Yeah, because even like if you watch 216 and 116, they're pretty self-contained themselves. Like they're connected, but they feel pretty like there's a sense of closure.
Yeah,
at the end of
because
each
you
one.
don't have Ahsoka, obviously. But I mean, if you started watching the Clone Wars TV show without seeing the movie, you're gonna be like,
Where did she come from? Yeah.
where did she come from?
Yeah. So yeah, once you jump to 301, and 303, then it's like, wait, at what point did she come along? Yeah, that's when it gets confusing. But other than that, you know, but that's what I think this really does is to show that backdrop of how the relationship came about. You know, Anakin's like, oh, I'm never gonna get a Padawan. That's not my style. They'll just get in my way. And that's also that's more important because it shows that he's afraid to get attached to someone because he doesn't want to experience loss. And what is the one thing that really drives him towards the dark side of the Force, arguably?
His loss.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, the loss of his mother. That led to his first Sith movement. Even though Anakin didn't become Darth Vader till Episode 3, a lot of people forget in Attack of the Clones he killed an entire village of Sand people.
Yeah.
Mothers, kids, fathers. He killed them all when he tells Padme this. But he does go pretty dark in Attack of the Clones before the Clone Wars even began.
Yeah, and that Anakin looks very different than the one that we're seeing in the Clone Wars animated series, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does, but obviously that was kind of brushed to the side.
Yeah, we just pretend we don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, we don't. I think that should have happened after the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I think so too.
That would have made more sense because if he'd attacked the Sand People after Attack of the Clones, after Clone Wars, it would have made more sense.
Like, and Sand People are so cute. Like, why?
No, they're not.
Why would you hurt them? They're defenseless.
They're horrible people.
No, are we talking about it? What are the? I'm thinking about the short little guys that are like scavengers and pack.
Talking about Jawas.
Yeah, that's what they are. I like them.
No, that's not who he killed.
I know he didn't kill them, but those are my Sand People because they spend a lot of time in the desert scavenging for stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah. They probably deserved it.
Yeah,
they kind of jerks.
Well, they tortured his mum for years. Remember?
Yeah.
So
like, imagine how messed up it would have been if he did that to Jawai. Like,
yeah, if
they
he killed
just
the Hootity.
It's like they got the cute little beady shiny eyes. Like, no, it's like you stole my watch. Get over here, son. That's whack.
Hootity, that's whack. Yeah, it would have been like that.
That would have been really depressing. Like, but yeah, I think they try to make a point too drastically in the movies of like how he has a strange sense of justice, which is something that Palpatine obviously is trying to warp further, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But
Palpatine obviously sensed it and thought, I can turn him to the Sith.
Yeah, and that's the ongoing discussion. It's still a debate today. People feel like the final straw was when the whole vision was revealed that Padme was going to die giving childbirth, and that Palpatine promised that with the if he mastered the dark side of the Force, if he joined the dark side, he'd be able to command the power to give life, bring back the dead.
That was also to do with Darth Plagueis, who is there's a book of him. And it's mentioned in the movies, but the book is no longer canon. But it told you all about Palpatine killing his master and bringing people back from the dead.
That's some freaky stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you start going more into that,
if you want to
side.
look about, this is a book that would please probably Sean Freeman. It's called Red Harvest. And it is a Star Wars official book. Well, it's no longer canon, it's Legends. And it is about zombies, more or less, in the Star Wars universe.
I actually recall that. I think I read like an abstract on it. Yeah. I read a lot of like abstracts and like fan recountings of this stuff because there's just, there's so much to catch up with. It's overwhelming. And that's how I kind of, see at least what's out there, whether it's canon or not. But by the way, Sean Freeman, Zombie Cast, make sure you check out his show.
Zombie Cast.
Some people will be like, "Who's Sean Freeman? Is this is this canon?"
Yeah, Sean Freeman is actually from Naboo. Nah, I'm kidding. He's probably more from Tatooine.
You think so? Well, Naboo
Naboo's kind of built up. Big city.
But Naboo's also where Jar Jar Binks is originally from, isn't he?
Are you comparing Sean Freeman to Jar Jar Binks?
I mean, I can see them. I can see them sharing, having a beer or two together. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
But I could see Sean sharing a beer with anybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
let's move off the Freeman Daddy Network. Clone Wars the movie. Yogi, thoughts? Last thoughts? What?
Fantastic. I just love the whole. I love seeing the how well the clones are working together. They have the individual units, and they have the Jedi generals. You got the very structured, procedural kind of side of things, and then you have Ahsoka and Anakin just being crazy and flying by the seat of their pants and doing, things as it comes to them. It's great. It's great. I love that dynamic. And like, yeah, they didn't get along together initially because they're so alike.
Yeah.
But you quickly start to see that there's a lot of chemistry there, and I'm really curious to re-experience where it is that they start to have a falling out, because there's a kinship there. You can sense it, and I'm just trying to see like how well they build the narrative to where you get to that point and you see, well,
Yeah.
is Anakin really willing to give that up, and why? Obviously, you know he's willing to, but why would he do it?
Well, obviously in season six, okay, season six is the best season of Clone Wars. I'm putting it out there.
Oh
A lot of
gosh.
fans may disagree, but it covers.
Don't make me jump ahead.
No, I'm not. But Yoda, the whole why he was in Dagobah. Why? How did Qui Gon know how to speak through the Force? Why wasn't he a Force ghost? That's explained. How he passes it on to Obi-Wan, which obviously we know, and like it's like a lot of things are explained in Yoda's arc, and then there's more clone trooper stuff. Like there's clone troopers removing their chips and thing. I don't want to spoil it for listeners in case you haven't seen it, but you've obviously got the reason Ahsoka decides to turn her back in the Jedi Order. There's that is an amazing thing with Asajj Ventress. She's involved, which was obviously Darth Sidious, not Darth Sidious, Darth Plagueis, not Darth Plagueis. Jesus.
They all have names that end with is or eis. Notice that?
Apart from Vader.
You have what's General Grievous.
Yeah. Grievous.
Grievous is a punk, by the way.
Luke Skywalkerus.
Happy Saurus.
Happy Saurus.
That's what you need in the Star Wars universe. Just some dinosaurs kicking butt.
Yeah. Definitely. But anyway, we'll move on from the Clone Wars as it is 20 past 6 in the United Kingdom.
Hey, I warned you. I said, you ready to do this? We gotta have.
Yeah,
we have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, no, I'll cover it all. This is Scotland. We're not talking about Puerto Rico.
You wish you were in Puerto Rico, son. We got some good food.
We wish we had good food here. But the Force Awakens trading card game actually had a spoiler. So if you don't want any spoilers for The Force Unleashed, do not listen to me as of now.
Now wait, pause before you get into it.
Cool.
Word on the street. I need confirmation from you. Originally, when Star Wars Battlefront was going to come out, they said they supposedly they scrapped the plans for the companion app for the phones and tablets. Now they brought that back. And now the word is that there's going to be a mini game, a meta game of sorts, in Star Wars Battlefront where you collect cards as well. Does this play into the Force Awakens TCG?
No.
That would be so cool, though.
Because it's Tops that do the trading card game.
But they don't have a digital companion or anything?
Yeah, they do, and I play it. It's where's my phone? I play it every day because you get like 25,000 credits.
Oh gosh.
It is so addictive. It is actually called Star Wars Card Trader, and that is a Tops official app. And every day you get 25,000 credits, which gets you 5,000 credits a pack. You get about 5 packs a day, and it is so good. You can't do anything with it. I initially thought there was a game to it, but there is not. I thought it was a bit like the Star Wars collection game, where it's like actually a battle card style game. This one's more like you collect them. You've got them in collection. You can trade. I've got it. If anyone wants to hit me up, my name's Ali Kenobi, as it is in all Star Wars things, and it's got Force Unleashed things. It's so cool. Like I collect Topps trading cards for Star Wars. They brought them out here and they done the clever thing where they missed out the prequel trilogy, so it's all from Star Wars. Sorry, A New Hope, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Force Awakens. Um, it's such a good game.
Oh man, and Tops is a really cool company to have do that. I've always liked Tops. You know,
Yeah.
fun fact: Tops has been around since like the 1930s, I believe.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's a lot of
Was
history
was
there,
it
man.
baseball cards that started with?
I'm pretty sure baseball broke them out. I think they also did some Bazooka Joe stuff too.
Mm, mm.
I mean, that's a lot of history there. I mean, just like Star Wars, a rich universe. Tops has.
I haven't heard anything about the Battlefront app. All I've heard is that you will be able to unlock in-game action figures for doing certain feats
Oh
in the
boy,
game.
oh boy.
Yes. So there's like a collection in the game for like I don't know, I imagine this is not official by the way, folks. Don't quote me on this. I think it's like if you're Boba Fett and you do something, you unlock the Boba Fett action figure or vice versa for Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, whatever. You can unlock there's a it's almost like trophies or achievements within the game where what you unlock is the action figure. You know, like Kenner action figure.
Gotta catch them all.
Definitely for that one. But anyway, we have to talk about this spoiler from the card game. I call it a spoiler. You be the judge.
All right,
Uh,
I'm all
we
ears.
we all know that Finn and Rey are um in the movie. Okay, Finn's the black dude, Rey's the white chick. Yeah, Finn's the one we've seen holding Anakin's lightsaber.
Mm.
Now, this card game on the front has who you're aligned to, like say the Rebel Alliance, the Imperials. This one has Jedi. For Finn, no, for Rey. And J.J. Abrams has said that their second names have been left out on purpose. Okay,
Oh.
but is Rey the son of uh, Leia and Han? No, not Finn. Ray. Is Ray the son of? Is Ray the daughter of Leia and Han, or is Ray the daughter of Luke Skywalker? Boom.
Boom. Bomb
Oh.
dropped.
What if Ray, the chick we see on the speeder bike that looks like a Magnum ice cream? What if it does? It does.
Out of all the brands, Magnum. I love it.
It does look like a Magnum ice cream, but I mean, like, Ray is the chick. She doesn't look. She looks more like a Han Solo style character. But what if she is Luke Skywalker's? The reason I'm putting this out there is because Jaina Solo has been introduced in the recent Star Wars comic series, which is all canon. And Jaina Solo is claiming to be Han Solo's wife from a previous relationship, while he's with Leia in between A New Hope and Empire. And Jaina Solo is from the same orientation as Finn. They've both got dark skin, and that would make sense that she was Han Solo's. He was Han Solo's first son. I don't know if he's had more, and Rey was Luke Skywalker's son. That's what I'm putting out there right now on Rebelscast UK, only on geekyantics.net.
Damn.
Yeah, what do you think of that one, Yogi?
I need someone to draw me a Venn diagram or something, some kind of pictorial, depiction of everything, so I can actually make sense of it in my head. I'm a visual person.
Mm.
It's crazy. Like just when you think the Star Wars universe can get more expansive and confusing, the stuff like this happens.
Yeah, but
and that already helped us by getting rid of some of the expanded content.
yeah, exactly. Like, but I mean, they are making it more coherent. So, my thing is, why introduce Han Solo's wife being a different skin rotation, not skin rotation.
This,
I don't know the correct word.
the skin or skin color?
Yeah, the skin color. I was gonna say skin color.
Skin tone?
Skin tone, yeah. If she wasn't going to be a more prominent feature in up and coming things. I just don't understand it. Like, I'll send Yogi the links of Finn and Han Solo's wife in Skype, and if you're live just now in Geeky Antics, you can appreciate that. But I mean, why introduce a character like this if you're not going to bring it further? Why even introduce Han Solo's wife at all? The whole reason is that they've had kids. That's what I think.
Hmm.
You know?
I
She
think,
introduced.
or could it just be misdirection?
It could all be misdirection. We do not know. This is all just us spitballing as
That
you
would
know.
that would suck though. I would hope that they'd give me
They would
some,
link it. Yeah.
yeah. You know, I also kind of like. I always like when there's potential for there to be backstories or side stories, sagas, if you will.
I mean that is Star Wars is a saga, and in the Star Wars comic, they are portraying Han Solo's wife. Like she's still not revealed if she is her wife or not. Like a few issues back, I think we're on issue 9 now of Star Wars. A few issues back, she claimed to be Han Solo's wife, and he was in hiding. This is between A New Hope and Empire.
She claimed, but it wasn't necessarily confirmed.
No, but Han Solo didn't deny it either. She said
Ah.
she said to Leia, "I've got the papers in the ship if you want to see them." And she also talked. She made Han Solo a more devious character than we already know. He's like a scruffy headed nerf herder, as Princess Leia put it so eloquently in A New Hope. But I mean, it showed that he was a bit more dodgy, is the word we use over here, a bit more mischievous. He had already pulled a scam on another planet before with another rich family, and
Oh.
Jaina claimed that he was doing the same thing with Leia.
Wait, so what you're saying is that he's involved in some sort of skullduggery?
Yeah, almost. I would say that word. Yeah, he's just an all round naughty boy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he was a smuggler before
Yeah.
everything went down, really, right?
Yeah, but
So,
even before A New Hope, he was married to this chick. She knew about his scams. He was a con artist, more or less.
I kind of get, honestly, I get a similar vibe with Han Solo as I do with Keenan. I feel like there's similar characters or archetypes. Not the same character.
Kind of like, but Kenan's obviously a Jedi. He was a Padawan before he got pulled away from his training abruptly.
Right, but he never completely adhered
No,
to the.
he never.
Yeah.
Jedi way. Yeah, he just done the basic training and then. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Rey's going to be a Skywalker? Do you think Finn's going to be the Skywalker? Or do you think Finn's going to be a Solo and Rey's going to be the Skywalker like I do? Or
Ew, man. I'm not even trying to make conclusions. I mean, all this really makes me want to do is like catch up on as much canon Star Wars content now. So when this all drops, because I was checking IMDb and they already have the other Star Wars movies and projects kind of penciled in. Like you see dates already. I'm like, damn, they have it all laid out.
Rogue One's next year. They're going to have a numbered part of the series. And then they're going to have a spin-off that's still canon, but it ties in. Like we've got Rogue One next year. And then we're going to have episode 8 the following year, which is amazing, but I hope they do not water down the content.
What do they have? They have something planned for 2018, 2019.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the Han Solo movie.
Oh, man.
Which I would love to see. Who would you pick as... I'll tell you who I'd love to be, but who would you pick as a young Han Solo?
That's tough. I'm trying to think. Harrison Ford, I got to tell you real quick for the people that don't know him, total man crush on him. I would if I had to consider one person I'd go gay for, it'd probably be him. I'm just going to be honest.
Is that because of Star Wars or is it because of
But I love both franchises, but I also met him, and he was such a cool dude.
You've
Like
met Han Solo?
I've met Harrison Ford.
No. His real name is Han Solo.
He actually lived close to me. Well, one of the places he lived in was close to where I used to live in New York City. So like, it was just so weird bumping into him or seeing him from afar. I'm like, is that Harrison Ford?
Do you not think he's the biggest badass? Like, the dude's pushing old age, and he recently, while filming The Force Awakens, crashed his private plane and walked away from the wreckage. You know the song by the Lonely Island, and J.J. Abrams is actually in that video called "Cool Guys Don't Look at Explosions."
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I imagine Han Solo walking away while that plane's exploding, shrugging it off.
Yep. No, uh, he's a very humble guy. He's actually pretty, like, he struck me as someone that's actually very shy, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, but it was cool because like I just I was completely disarmed. You know, me, I was speechless. That tells you something.
Yeah.
And he had earrings on too. I thought that was
Han
cool.
Solo wears earrings.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harrison Ford wears earrings.
I was like, it was just cool seeing him in the flesh. I'm like, oh, you wear earrings, dude. He's just really down to earth, man. Just a cool dude. I mean, I met other stars, but this is one of the few times I've actually really starstruck. I just have such great respect for him. I mean, it's not like I know him personally, but from the vibe I got off of him, all positive, you know.
Yeah.
And I just love him as I love him as an actor too. Like I love pretty much everything he's done.
Yeah.
So who could that's not, you know,
Blade
Lost
Runner.
Blade Runner. Yeah, love that. Especially they did a remastered HD version. Looks even better. But those are big shoes to fill. I can't think of.
I've got a name.
Don't say Chris Evans, please.
Nope. Chris Evans. From Captain America.
Is that your choice?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trolling me for a second, brother.
No. I've got a name. An up and coming name.
Is it up and comer?
Well, he's a big star.
He's a big star.
Yeah, he's a big star now.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint so I can brace myself.
He started off in a TV comedy series as a bit part actor and then got full time in the second season. This show was originally meant to be a spin-off of The American Office. It stars Quincy Jones' daughter.
Oh. Man, why?
Quincy Jones' daughter is actually writing Toy Story 4.
Really?
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
Huh. Okay, so who is it? Who's your pick?
He starred in the best-selling film of this year,
The best-selling film? What is the best-selling film of this?
Jurassic World.
Is that still the best one?
Yep.
We're trying to think what else could contest it this year. Terminator Genesis.
Star Wars. You kidding?
I'm kidding.
Star Wars.
I'm kidding.
Chris Pratt.
Oh. Yes.
And if he doesn't play Han Solo, I've got another Harrison Ford.
Wait, but out of all, you made some of the most ambiguous thing. Why didn't you say Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy was last year.
Okay.
Parks and Recreation was the TV show he started in, which is
yeah,
amazing.
that's right.
Yeah.
You know, I never got into that show or Community. I've seen it here and there.
No, fuck Community. Sorry. But Parks and Recreation is an amazing show. You can see Chris Pratt growing as an actor, and the fact that he pulled it off in Jurassic World is sort of an ex-military type. If he does not play young Han Solo, he should definitely be cast in Indiana Jones if they reboot it.
You know what? Now that you mentioned it, I could see it because he kind of, like, when I think of Han Solo, I think of a Nathan Fillion type person.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan Fillion would be one pick, but he's a bit older now that he wouldn't pull off a young Han Solo.
Yeah, but but yeah, Chris Pratt I could see because I like him for the same reasons. He pulls off that rebellious, kind of snarky, scruffy. Yeah. I can't think of anyone else who could do it.
No, Chris Pratt. You've heard it here first.
I got it. I got someone. Adrian Brody. I'm kidding.
He's a bit too English looking.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. That would so not work unless
Ben, Ben
unless.
Stiller. Unless Ben Stiller was unavailable.
Oh God! Don't even joke about that. Who's worse, Adam Sandler or Ben Stiller?
Ben's fucking Stiller. Fuck his movies. Adam Sandler is wrongly hated. I'll say that right now.
I don't hate him. I just feel like
He's
if
overstayed his welcome.
he's every like now all his movies are the same thing. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
like
are.
you watch one of them, it's not they're not bad, but it's like oh it's a Ben Stiller movie. Okay, so it's probably gonna be some farting and
Ben Stiller movies are bad, yeah. But Adam Sandler movies, I like Adam Sandler. The critics hate him, but since Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, I've been with Adam Sandler.
yeah, Adam Sandler's definitely better. 'Cause I think Ben Stiller tries too hard.
Yeah, he does.
They both have that kind of frat boy sense of humor, but Ben
Yeah,
Stiller
Ben
just tries
Stiller's.
way too hard.
Yeah, he does, definitely. And he gets Owen Wilson tied in some of his stuff.
Gosh, please, movie producers out there.
Stop hiring him.
No, I'm just gonna say that even more important. And I understand comedy relief is great to keep things light and lighten up the mood, but to keep Ben Stiller away from Star Wars or anyone of his ilk.
Oh, yes, definitely. Even keep Adam Sandler away from Star Wars.
I mean, I could, Jar Jar Binks I could deal with more. I mean, I joke around a lot about how bad Jar Jar Binks is, but
Jar Jar Binks is a better actor than Ben Stiller.
I would agree with that. It's a fair assessment.
So anyway, on that, we have to move on to the Red Stormtrooper action figure that was released as I seen it initially, and it baffles me. Obviously, this is a post Jedi world we're going to see in the Force Awakens, and we've also seen red. We've seen the Emperor's guards; they were red. But as a red stormtrooper, that's a bit strange. In this pack, we have a stormtrooper, a crimson stormtrooper. They're called. This is the red one, and I can't remember the other two. But this is an exclusive Force Awakens pack. So it seems to me as if we're going to get a red armored stormtrooper. Now, what do you think of that? Do you think they're part of? We've got to talk about the state of the Empire, right? After Jedi, I've seen some of it. Obviously, playing the game Uprising, Star Wars Uprising, brilliant game. Join us there, Star Wars Rebels Cast UK. Me and Yogi have got a cartel over there. It's an amazing free to play game. I have sunk some money into it. That's how good it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've sunk.
Now, did you put money into it because you felt you had to give him a tip for a job well done?
No. Well, that yes, there's like a sort of obviously a beginner's style pack where it offers you it, but you don't need to buy it.
Right, and not like a hard paywall, right?
Not as a buy now. No, not at all. This is more like Diablo, or Diablo, or however you pronounce that word. Diablo games. It's a dungeon crawler. You've got your dailies to do. You've got your missions. This is what I love. Every day you've got 5 attack missions, right? Where the Empire are attacking a planet, and if you do your 5 attack missions, that boosts your strength. You're not a rebel. The story of this game is. I cannot remember the name of the guy because I'm quite leveled up in it. I'm about level 24 now. And after the Emperor Palpatine's death, this Empire worker, whatever his name is, sorry for this, but it's late here. And the guy has blockaded a planet, Yogi, okay? So basically, he's blockading not just a planet, a system, so that they don't hear about the Empire's death. You know,
wow.
he's been killed, so he's blockading these planets to keep them disbelieving. And not obviously, you're with your sister, and it was weird for me, right? Okay, because this is a funny story. In this game, I called myself Ali Kenobi, as everybody that listens and as yourself knows, that's Ali Kenobi. And this girl started talking to me, and her second name was Kenobi, and I was like, "Oh my god, did Obi-Wan Kenobi have a daughter? Oh, this is amazing!" No, it's just your character's sister. I was like, wow, is this going to reveal something big? But because her name is Kenobi, her second name, I think it applies to everybody. So you work with her, you work with some gangs, you work with some smugglers, and you do your missions. There's Hoth in the game, there's Bespin in the game. I've not left this system so far. I'm at the stage where I'm at level 23, and my next mission is level 24. So you've got your dailies, you've got a credits run to do. There's all sorts of cool things you can do. You can get your dash, which is like your whatever the hell it is. It's the power rods that you can combine. You can upgrade everything in the game from your armor. I was one of the founders of the game because I signed up. It cost me nothing to be a founder. I just put my email address to register interest months ago, and I've got the title founder. So I got a stormtrooper helmet, and I just love this game. I sent Yogi some screens earlier, and it's just a fantastic game to play. And it's amazing. Join us, Star Wars Rebels Cast UK. Rebels Cast UK is the name of the cartel. Send me a message at Ali Kenobi on Twitter, and I'll get you hooked up. We'll play some games. I'll help you out with some co-op missions. We'll do some stuff. It's really good. It's one of the best games I've played on phone. So yes. But anyway, back to the Red Stormtrooper. Between the Aftermath and Uprising, we know the Empire's kind of in a state of disarray. They don't really know who's in charge, who's going to be the main leader of the Empire. They're just kind of doing their own thing. So you're obviously going to get some offshoots. So my theory, Yogi, is this is an offshoot faction that have decided that they're standing for this part of the empire. You know, like instead of the whole message, they're standing for this part. So they've designed red stormtrooper armor. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, it's one of those things where you cut off the head and then the whole body kind of falls apart. That'd be interesting to see if factions rise out of it. 'Cause like I said, a lot of the folks, the loyalties within the empire are fickle at best, I would say.
Yeah, you get some people that are hardcore devoted, that really believed in the Empire, that it was almost religious, which the Sith and the Jedi are almost a religion. So there was some people that adhered to the rules, and there was some people that just done it as a job, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is a cut off sort of faction, and it's an official figure, so I don't think it's a variant as far as I know. So we might see some red stormtroopers in The Force Awakens, which is kind of cool.
I always liked when the clones in the Clone Wars series rocked out the different types of armor, and they got like the green camo one. That was really cool looking.
Now, see, I contacted have you ever heard of the 501, the 501st Legion? If you look at the Blu-rays of Star Wars, they've got a whole thing about some people like collecting action figures, some people like being action figures, and these are the people that have got the screen accurate stormtroopers outfits, and they do like charity things, they do like things at the hospitals for the kids and people that are sick, and I mean it's kind of cool what they do. I looked into it, but the pricing of getting the stormtrooper armor is astronomical, and I just cannot justify that price. I can justify £10 here and there for a figure, but the price of the stormtrooper armor is just astronomical. But if you've got the Star Wars Blu-ray, I would definitely check it out. And if you don't have it, I would definitely try and Google it. I cannot remember the name of the documentary, but it is about the 501st Legion. I got offered stormtrooper armor by a guy that I contacted at a reasonable price, but I mean I'm talking about over the price of a PS4 on launch day. Yeah, so I can't justify that.
Yeah.
But yeah, red stormtroopers, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, variety is the spice of life. The more expansive the universe becomes,
Yep.
I think it's important to have these gradients, so it's not just.
But I think it's more like a statement that this faction of the Empire, as I'll call it just now, is saying that we are this section. This is what we believe in, and I think that's how it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm sure there's also going to be a faction that's more for anarchy. Like they'll have some semblance of organization, but it'll be one of those things where we're freelancers. We don't really pick sides, but if we get in our way, whatever.
Yeah, which leads us on to our. Does it have Kung Fu grip? The Knights of Ren.
Well, does it have Kung Fu grip?
Possibly.
It should. I like Kung Fu grip or like at least the Kung Fu kick. You pull the little switch on the back and then bap bap bap.
Definitely. Or Kung Fu chop action like Buzz Lightyear.
Yep, there you go. Did you ever take your action figures and like drop little the poppers on them?
Mm.
I don't know what you call them over there. The poppers. They're like the little white. They're filled with like gunpowder or whatever, and then you throw them on the
Oh,
floor
we
and they
call them snaps here. Snaps.
snaps. We call them snaps sometimes too. Yeah. But I used to take those on my cheapy action figures and like
Yeah.
throw them, and then they get like little explosions, like little black marks on them.
Yeah, I used to do that when I had my. Remember the original Power Rangers, which had like Tommy the Green Ranger and stuff like that. Yeah.
My kids are big into Power Rangers. We're a Power Ranger family.
Yeah, I used to have the Megazord and the Dragonzord, and they used to have to fight my Transformer figures.
Nice.
And we had a bit outside my old house, not where my parents stay now, but where my parents used to stay. They had a garage or garage as we call it here, and down the side of it, they had a bit of broken wall, which was perfect for like the Power Rangers battles and the Transformers battles. And it was like a bit of the curb that had been chipped, and you could see the brick underneath. And I used to
Oh,
always make them
nice.
fight there and throw the snaps on them, and it would be awesome. That would be my best day, just throwing snaps with having the Megazord positioned over not Optimus Prime, but I would have like Grimlock because I like him better and things like that, and I would just throw the snaps at them. And then sometimes I would have like the Undertaker from the WWF, WWE, in between them. It would be great.
I love it. When universes combine.
Yeah, a bit like Disney's Infinity Toy Box, which I shamelessly self-promoted last episode. But yeah, I used to love playing with them. Talking about Kung Fu Chop on Buzz Lightyear, I went into the shop, the supermarket the other day, and they had like the 20th anniversary, which is insane, of Toy Story, the first one. And they like
Gosh,
when I
it's been
first
that
got
long.
yeah, when I first got Buzz Lightyear when I was younger, it was like I was older than I should have been. I just really liked Buzz Lightyear. It was almost close to the second film, and I thought I'm getting a Buzz Lightyear. And we were in Canada at the time, and it fired discs, but it was just normal packaging, Buzz Lightyear packaging. But now they have the 20th anniversary Woody and Buzz figures, and Buzz is in the box, the packaging that looked like a ship in the first movie
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
that Andy had, and then you get Woody in the Woody's Roundup gang, which obviously get introduced in the second movie, and it's so amazing to have these things. And then I looked at the price, and it was like 50 quid, which is about $100. I'm like, no, not a chance. But it's like movie accurate. It is all the features of the movie when it glows in the dark, everything like that. I'm like, oh my god, 20 years ago I would have loved this. And obviously, this is a toy they're trying to release for Christmas this year, but BB-8's got that. The Sphero BB-8 is amazing. Um, but yes, off of Toy Story, and talking about different factions in Star Wars, we have been introduced into the Knights of Ren, Yogi. Now
Not the
we know
Knights of
about
Knee.
not the Knights of Knee. The Knights who say Knee. He's a naughty boy and not come out to play. Um,
Me.
Knee. Knee. The Knights of Ren is what I can gather is like we're talking about the different factions of the fractured empire. The Knights of Ren have obviously fallen more on the Sith side rather than the Palpatine's politics side, which most people do if you've seen episode one. But uh, Kylo Ren is the main villain. We've seen his face, we've seen him in his mask. He's apparently hunting relics. We've seen his lightsaber that looks like a crucifix, so it's almost religious. Um, and Ren is like the old Sith way of calling their lords Darth. Darth Sidious, Darth Vader. I could go on, but I shan't. So,
Well,
these
what was the thing about? Apparently, his birth name is not Kylo Ren.
it's not. That is what I mean. I think if Finn and Rey are not related to Luke Skywalker, my prediction here live on Star Wars Rebels Cast UK on geekyantics.net is Kylo Ren is Luke Skywalker's son, and that is why he's went into hiding.
Oh boy,
Boom.
things are about to get really serious, man.
I dropped the mic, Yogi, pick it up.
Drop the mic. Ooh, we're getting rated right now on the channel.
Well, indeed, the Knights of Ren have appeared. Hello, everyone. Listen to Geeky Antics on Twitch and on geekyantics.net. We're currently talking about the Knights of Ren. Yogi, I know we've just talked about the factions and stuff. Do you agree? What do you think the Knights of Ren are? What do you think about Kylo Ren?
I mean, I like the look. The aesthetics alone gets me
His
excited.
mask is badass.
Yeah, it's got again, it's got like that medieval kind of thing going
Mhm.
on, and I know the
But
purists kind of don't like that because they feel like it doesn't fit in.
see, I do. I think it's like the offshoot. Like, what did they think was going to happen after the Empire died? Yeah, of course, you've got the books afterwards. You've got the Star Wars Legacy comics. You've got the whole thing with the clone of Emperor Palpatine. Boo, boo that book. I'm sorry, all the people will complain, but this is what's happening, people. This is the official Star Wars. This is what happens afterwards, and the fact that they've got this offshoot. It makes sense. You've got a splintered empire. You've got the fractures. You've got people that believe in some parts. Like we're talking about the Red Stormtrooper. We've got this faction, obviously, the Knights of Ren, that I think have modelled themselves off of the Sith Lords. And you've seen his lightsaber, Yogi, yeah?
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
mean,
like
who hasn't?
wow.
That was like when they first teased it.
Yeah.
That was like all the talk, and people were like, "That's not practical. He'll cut himself."
Yeah, but I've watched an interview with I think it wasn't I can't remember the name of the chat show host, but it was an American show, and J.J. Abrams was there, and he said all the conversations people are having on Twitter and Facebook are the conversations he had in reverse, like, why should we have this? And then you can see people come to an acceptance. My acceptance of it came when Anakin lost his hand with a lightsaber, Luke Skywalker lost his hand with a lightsaber. This is a handguard.
This is true.
But the main reason I think that the filter's there is because obviously there's no Sith Lord there to teach them, that they've decided to look in the old ways and construct it themselves. So they do not have a way to refine the crystal to make it a pure blade. So he needs to have the exhaust ports on because it's say an unrefined kyber crystal, which is introduced in Star Wars Uprising, which is a brilliant game. We're not paid to plug this either. I know.
I take it you like the game.
Oh, it's amazing, man. I play it every day. I play it on my break at work. I enjoy this game immensely. It's free to play. You don't have to put money into it, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I need to get that. You know, it's one of those games. It's an MMO. You can team up with people. There's co-op. There's cartels. The best one is Rebels Cast UK. Um, there's it's just a great game. You can create who you want in the Star Wars universe post Jedi, and the story's good. But I mean, the Knights of Ren, I generally just think that they are a spin-off of the Sith Lords, who are a fragment of the Empire. And what do you think about Kylo Ren being Luke Skywalker's son?
Well, let's backtrack real quick. I like
Mm,
your whole thing about the exhaust, that whole theory about the
yeah.
exhaust and the less refined process. But if I just looking at the different iterations of the costume that they've shown and all this stuff, to me, I get the sense that these people are resourceful. They may have some kind of funding, some
Yep.
kind of access to natural resources, something,
Hmm.
or not access to knowledge that maybe have been lost for a while. There's something going on.
Yep.
So this has to be a significant faction to have that kind of tech. I feel like.
Yeah, well, referring to Star Wars Aftermath, the recent book, which is post Jedi, there's spray paint tags they're talking about just now saying Vader lives, and there's these like cultists almost, the people that are obsessed with Vader, and they're saying that when a Sith Lord can take the basically essence of a dead Sith Lord to make him live on. And I think that Kylo Ren's going to try and do that with Vader because we've seen his burnt mask already in the trailers. So the fact that that's going on, it could impact Star Wars as a whole. I mean, the Jedi obviously have the Force codes, so what if the Sith Lords could, in essence, ingest or like incorporate the dead Sith Lords' bodies into themselves if they can bring together enough relics?
And that'd be a good tie into the whole business they've had about the the dark side being able to master life and death.
Yeah, it would. So
Because that's
what
never
if?
truly been addressed, other than the ghost
Yeah,
projections when you join the Force.
yeah, and that's mostly Jedi, and obviously Anakin returned Jedi. But here's an interesting twist. What if they try and resurrect Vader?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now, what if even better if they take it further,
Mm.
and when they resurrect Vader, he
Yep.
becomes a good guy.
Well, that was my next thought because
Okay,
obviously
okay, okay. So we're on the same wavelength. Okay, cool.
we're on the same wavelength. But if the bad guys are, what I'm getting from this is that Kylo Ren's going to be a bad guy that thinks he's doing good. So
Mm,
what if he resurrects Vader? Vader comes back as Anakin
mm-hmm.
because he reverted back to Anakin Skywalker at the end, as we've seen in Return of the Jedi. What if he returns as one of the good guys, as well as we are portrayed the good guys in this universe? Because obviously it's all politics. But I mean, what if he returns as Anakin Skywalker and becomes a force for good? Would Hayden Christensen be involved? I would hope not. So I hope this does not happen. I do foresee Hayden Christensen being involved in this movie as part of a Jedi holocron or some sort of vision or a remembrance, because obviously, as we know, George Lucas touching his films up, we had Hayden Christensen in the final version of Return of the Jedi as the Force Ghost of Anakin. So I do foresee in maybe, if not this movie, in episode 8 at least, we see Hayden Christensen as a Force Ghost or a holocron or some sort. I definitely see that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That could work
But
out.
I do need to finish up, as 7 a.m. here is not an appropriate time to continue our show.
Yes, yes, yes. But I do
Okay.
want to say, you should try to get on. This is just everybody that's listening too.
Yep.
If you have an Xbox One, try to get on the Rainbow Six Siege beta. You could probably still get codes right now on rainbow6.com/beta, and we can play together. They extended it till October 1st. It'll tide us over till Battlefront beta comes around.
Yeah, Battlefront starts the 8th of October.
We got to. That's a hard confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
8th of October, man. Oh man, that's sooner than I thought. That's next week,
Yep.
and that's open to everybody.
2 days before I get married, so.
Oh gosh. So we'll just have one day of really hardcore playing together then.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, like the week before it comes out in November, Xbox EA Access has it for a whole week ahead for free for everybody that pays for the EA Access.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal. All right, so let's start wrapping up the show, bro. I know I could tell you're getting tired now. Finally.
Yeah. Finally. As if Yogi's been waiting for it. Good, Anakin, good. Anyway,
Well, I wanted to see how long you could last.
I could do another hour, but I don't think the wife would like that. So I would like to thank everybody for listening. Thanks to all the chatters at Geeky Antics. Thank you very much to all the Star Wars fans out there who will be listening to this on iTunes. Listen up for 42 Level 1 on Tuesday nights at 9:30 on allgames.com. And you can also get that in podcast form on iTunes, your favourite podcast networks, and also Stitcher Radio, where you can also get this show, Star Wars Rebels Cast UK, where you can get us at Rebels Cast UK on Twitter and send us all your thoughts of this show. Hit me up if you want to play Uprising. And also, Yogi, what would you like to plug?
You can find me Yogi Zilam, Yogi Zilla everywhere. Xbox Live, Tumblr, Instagram, Steam. What else are the kids doing these days? Facebook. I hear that's a thing. I'm sure. You just Google me and you'll find me, and then we can connect and play games together and talk about stuff. And I also want to shout out Maiden Shy White Wolf for hosting us and doing the last minute raid as we're wrapping up the show. Hello to everybody. Hope you give us a follow.
Hi there.
And yeah, I think it covers everything. Excited for the fall and cooler weather and fun games and shows and movies.
Yes. Bring on the winter, as we call it in normal countries. The fall.
The winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Well, we call it autumn here sometimes as well. But anyway, thank you very much, people, for listening to Star Wars Rebels Cast UK. Use the word autumn. Don't use fall.
Autumn,
Um,
autumn. I'm sorry. We call it fall because we're literal here in America.
we found you
The
and
leaves
put people over
fall,
there.
so it's
Leaves
fall.
fall. Yeah.
Okay, I just say in Spanish, otoño. We're celebrating otoño y después en invierno, Star Wars, whatever cast UK, muy bueno, me gusta.
Yeah, well, just now you're being a coño. But,
Ahí viene coño.
I know a bit of Spanish. So, una cerveza, por favor, and peace out. We've been Star Wars Rebels Cast UK. May the force be with you.
Word.